Let's hear from our newest Toastmaster, giving her icebreaker, Valerie Marsh.
Before we get started, there's something you should know about me. I have a very weird obsession with knowing the origin and meaning of people's names. So for example, my name Valerie, Latin in origin, means strong. My middle name, after my great-grandmother, is Celeste, and it means heaven. And my last name, Marsh, well, that's just another word for a swamp. So my name actually means strong, heavenly swamp. I hope you find that doesn't define who I am. I was born and raised in Indiana, graduated from Ball State University with a degree in psychology. And my plan was to become a child psychologist specializing in child abuse and development. After I graduated with my undergraduate degree and went on straight into a master's doctoral program, I started working in a group home. And one day I took a resident in for her Social Security check, and that's where I learned that my take-home pay qualified me for food stamps. I started to think maybe it was time to look for a different career. So little did I know, that new career would come from the graduation gift my father had bought me, a Saturn car. For those of you too young to remember, Saturn was a brand new car line in 1991, named after the Saturn rocket that helped America beat Russia to the moon. The car's concept was to help us beat Japan in the small car market. I adored that car. So while I was pondering the fact that my chosen career path was leading me to poverty, I took my car in for her 30,000-mile service. And while I was there, this woman engaged me in a conversation. Unbeknownst to me, she was deciding whether or not to buy. Not only did she buy, but she informed the sales manager that she bought because of me. And that day, he offered me a job. Now, I never sold Girl Scout cookies in my life, so I really did not believe that car sales was my next career path. So I thanked him and said no. But that night, I called my parents to tell them this really funny story about how I'd gotten a job offer to sell Saturns, and my dad didn't laugh. He looked at me and he said, "You realize you could help pay for your master's degree, right?" So the next day, I called Ogden Hayes back, and I said, "If you're serious, I will give you 1 year until I finish my master's." Little did I know that 1 year would become the 10 greatest years of my life. Saturn helped me escape Indiana, buy my first home, camp for the first time, and find the job of my dreams as a corporate trainer. While I was at Saturn, I also became a foster mother and a rehabilitative home for abused infants. It was both the greatest and the worst thing that I've ever done in my life. But it led me to become a mom. And 17 years ago, I adopted a baby girl from Guatemala. Now, strangely, when a woman gets pregnant, people ooh and ah over her and talk about all the fabulous things that are going to happen when she has a baby. But when you adopt, people come out of the woodwork and say things to you like, "What will you do if this baby's born with a defect?" Or, "Oh my God, I just read this article about reactive attachment disorder. Have you heard about that?" I can't tell you how many people predicted that without a doubt she would have AIDS. No one told me that this baby would teach herself to read at 2. That rather than engaging the little old lady in the line behind us in the grocery store about Dora the Explorer, she would regale her with a full-on conversation about condensation and the water cycle. at 3. Not one person predicted that she would get accepted to college at 12. Being a corporate trainer is a wonderful thing. But my greatest accomplishment, joy, challenge, is being a mom. So when I first got this picture of my baby girl, I knew she had to have a special name. In the adoption community, there's a saying, not of my body, but of my heart and soul. Jaynan is Arabic, and it means heart and soul. Her middle name, Ruth, after my grandmother, means companion and vision of beauty. Her name fits her perfectly. Thank you.